Well, with my class, we try to set the tone as soon as you come. First thing in the morning, we have a wee bit of excuse me, relaxation session where they just will come off the bus. You know, there's many demands made on them from the minute they get out of bed until they come to school. So we're trying to kind of de-stimulate them, if it makes sense. And then we all get together and do a little bit of social interaction through our good morning routines. We exchange good morning. We share our news, look at the timetable, what we're going to do from them, because it's quite important for them to know what they're doing from the minute they come in till the minute they leave. And then we'll get on with the day's timetable, which, as I said, is depicted on the board, because they're trying to keep the kind of the anxiety and the stress levels down. Because if they don't know, they tend to become a bit anxious and uncomfortable. So that's kind of really important for them, kind of to. And if the morning goes well, the rest of the day goes quite well, actually. So that is definitely time worth spending with the kids. So.
Mm-hmm. My class is quite similar. So we have a very repetitive week, I suppose. Our days tend to be very much the same up until the afternoon, when we may do something a little bit different in a different curricular area. But we have a sort of a settling down session in the morning as well, and then we visit the sensory room. Maybe some of us will go, some of us will do something else. And yeah, a visual timetable. Some of the pupils use a now and next board, so it hopefully alleviates some of that anxiety, like Costas mentioned.
We try to incorporate a wee bit of physical activity on a daily basis with my class, because we found that it helps them, as they burn some energy or better ground themselves, and then they're able to focus more on kind of classroom-based activities. We go walks in the park, physical education within the school setting, and at Glasgow Green, where they have specially adapted bicycles for our children. So that definitely is, a big help for them, because if you don't go outside and do something with them, you can see they get up and they start pacing in the classroom.
Some of the feedback that I've had from parents has been that for certain children, coming to school is really the only exercise they're getting in their lives. And so it's hugely important to really grab hold of any opportunity, I think. We've also got a treadmill in the hall, which some of our pupils use regularly.
In my class, it's like one activity, then we're outside for a wee while,
Mm-hmm.
then another activity, then you're outside again. So it might not be we do a mile at the one time, but we do like half a mile or at least something, and be in the middle of two classroom activities. So that they get out and about. And it's, it's partly about fitness, but it's also partly about breaking up the day, and it's also partly about fresh air, getting outside.
Giving them a wee bit of kind of control of their day is quite important, where they do an activity which they might not like so much, and then give them a choice to do something they really like, and then back to something, might not be their first choice. So that way, it kind of helps them to get through the day, so they know they have some control, which for a lot of our pupils is quite important. So also getting to know our pupils and establishing good relationships with them, I think, is key. Now, we're not like a typical secondary school where they go from subject to subject. We're with our pupils all day, every day, pretty much. So we get to know them pretty well. So we give them the opportunity to, for example, my class, one pupil has a communication book, and there's two pupils who have communication boards. Now, sometimes, especially when they're distressed, they can lose that ability. So by getting to know them, their body language, the way they're reacting, the way they're presenting themselves, you're able to meet their needs, even though they haven't communicated directly with you. Being in school and having that social aspect of school, just being able to interact with your peers and staff, share, communicate in their own unique way, is hugely important for their development and well-being. I think so. Again, just being here sometimes, you know, and getting involved in everything that happens in this wee community that we are based. Or I like to see ourselves as a wee family, but anyway, it's hugely beneficial for a lot of our children. So.
What an advantage this must be for the parents, that they know that they come here, they're safe, that, you know, like that main choices, they're going to different things, they're seeing things that maybe they can't take them to, and they get that to go. So therefore then your parents have more energy at night time to then deal with them coming in, because they haven't been doing it all day.
The range of engagement can be wildly different from parent to parent, but I've found it really useful, and I've been so glad. I've taken it as a sign of trust.
Yeah.
That parents have, you know, they've really wanted to share as much information with me as possible, or they've shared concerns even. Having really wonderful colleagues like the two that I'm sitting with just now, who have been so generous with sharing their experience, and picking me up at times where I thought this is starting to feel unmanageable, but it's not. It's not at all. It's just a difficult day, and I have learned to slow everything right down, because I came in thinking that if 20 minutes went by where it looked like nothing was happening, that was dead time and it was a bad thing. But it's actually like they need a break so often, because they've just exerted themselves even with a 3-minute task, you know?
Yeah, I think that's true.
So no, it's been a really positive. I've loved it.